In this video, we're going to have a look at the Qeed QE Power T Network Analyzer. This patented device is manufactured in Italy and has a few neat features. The device has a width of 1 DIN module at 17.5mm, which requires less real estate and simplifies installation in distribution boards. It can accept universal inputs. Your conventional 5 amp CT, a 1 amp CT, a 333 millivolt CT or Rogowski coil can be connected and configured for this device directly. Connectable Rogowski coils can have a varying millivolt per KA rating, such as the common 50 millivolt, 85 millivolt, 100 millivolt or 333 millivolt or any other rating. The benefit of the Rogowski coil connection is that you don't need an expensive and bulky Rogowski coil integrator to add to your system, saving on space and cost. The Power T can also measure bidirectional power and energy values. Depending on the module, it can measure voltage and current harmonics up to the 63rd. Powered by 24 volt DC, it supports a 2-wire RS485 connection for Modbus RTU. Using the QBus facility, you can connect multiple meters and perform multi-circuit monitoring, requiring only one power and one Modbus connection. If you prefer to use Modbus TCP connection, there is a gateway which supports Modbus TCP and also QBus, so you can have Ethernet Modbus TCP, data going to SCADA, RTUs, etc. connected to multiple meters via QBus. So let's have a look at configuring this device. Okay, so let's have a look at the configuration software for the QE Power-T meter. We're connected via RS485 Modbus via a adapter we have, and if we firstly need to configure our device and connection. So if we select our device, we have a QE Power T standard. We're using COM6, but you select your serial port. Modbus address by default is 1. You can have multimeters connected on a QBus configuration, so you could have different Modbus addresses selected here. We will just start and connect now. So we're connected and we've got options of uploading the configuration from the device. We can load from default values, or if we have a standard configuration we keep in a file, we can open that and use that. So we'll just go from default values. So if I start configuration, then the first choice is the address, baud rate, parity, etc. We'll leave it as default. Global input settings, so here we select whether we have a 1 amp or a 5 amp CT input, or a 333 millivolt CT or a Rogowski input. So if we go with, we're actually using 333 millivolt CTs, so we'll select that. If we were using a Rogowski coil, we enable the integrator, which eliminates the phase shift issue, but I'll put that back off as we're using CTs. We need to have a ratio that we put in, so our CTs are 800 to 0.333 volt. So if I divide 800 divided by 0.333, then we have 2402.402. So I put in here 2402.402. We don't need a delay. We are connected on 415 volt directly. If you're using a high voltage system and you had a VT, then you put in the ratio here. We are connected only with 3 CTs. We don't have the neutral CT. And the rest of the stuff we'll just leave as default at the moment. But yeah, you can work through that. You can configure the output to be digital output rather than the 485. If you do that, then you need to use the QBus to communicate to the meter. But that allows you then to have an alarm output, etc. Fast Fourier transformation, you can select different options there, but we won't go into all that at the moment. We're just configuring this device. So we've set the ratio, we've selected the voltage, and we will leave it, we'll go with triangle method on energy calculation. You have low voltage and low energy cut-off values that you can set, and again you have alarms, so the LED on the front of the unit can be selected to operate, and the digital output can be selected to operate on various conditions. So that will do us at the moment, and if we just jump back to here and just confirm that we have everything set right here, if we then go and configure the device. So we're now downloading our configuration to the Qeed power meter, and once that's downloaded we have the option of being online and looking at real-time values. So if I just go to RMS, you can see our voltages, our currents, our power, which is kilowatts, 7,629 watts, etc. Power factor, frequency, etc, etc. So all viewable, and energies, this has actually got some values already in it, so they're pretty meaningless, but here you can read your kilowatt hours, etc, import, export and such. So that in essence is the quite straightforward configuration process for the Qeed meter. And as I say, if you're using it on a fairly standard configuration, you can save this as a file. So save configuration to file and give it a name and save that. So all good stuff. Thank you.